Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Captain Kirk from Flight Junkies here. Maybe you're just discovering this sport of powered paragliding, or maybe you've never heard of it. If you're just discovering it now, or you've been in the sport, share this video with somebody, let them know how crazy you are and that you're actually thinking about doing this. But powered paragliding is the most incredible form of flight on the planet, and I want to tell you what it is because so many people that I talk to, whether I'm sitting on a plane and I'm traveling somewhere or whether I'm in public and people say, so what do you do? And I tell them they've never heard of it. So let me explain what it is. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the quality of equipment and different things. We have other videos for that and about our training as well. So I just want to focus on the fact that maybe you've just stumbled onto this video and you've never heard of paramotoring. You don't know what powered paragliding is. Anybody watching this sport that's been in it can tell you it's the most amazing form of flight on the planet, the most unregulated, the safest, and probably the most fun. Powered paragliding. This is a form of flight. This is an ultralight aircraft. It can be flown two different ways. This can be mounted on your back instead of this trike, and then you connect to a harness. It's lighter than it looks. It's all T6 aircraft aluminum. Even the motor is aluminum. There are heavier units. There are smaller ones depending on the size of the pilot or the weight of the pilot is what determines what motor he goes into. And then there's different size gliders. What we're actually flying is a paraglider like you would see jumping off the side of a mountain. Except now we don't need the mountain. We don't have to fly in dirty, rowdy air. We don't have to fly in dangerous air. We have our own lift on our back. And so you can foot launch this thing. When you have the motor on your back instead of the trike, it's called foot launching. And what it is you put the harness on, and then this motor straps to you, and then you connect to the glider. By running forward or with a little breeze, you can pull the wing over your head. If you're doing what's called a reverse launch or a forward launch, you can simply pull the wing up. If it's a reverse launch, when you see the wing above your head, you turn around, you'll have a throttle in your hand, and you start moving. There are two steering mechanisms, one on the right, one on the left. These go up to the glider, or wing as we call it. We don't call it a parachute. It acts like a parachute. It lands you like a parachute, but it has a glide ratio, which a parachute doesn't have. And so you're actually paragliding. It's in a wing. When you pull a brake, it pulls that part of the wing down, and the rest of the wing flies around it. So if you want to turn right, you pull the right brake. If you want to turn left, you pull the left brake. If you want to go higher, you simply give it the throttle, and all that does is change your angle of attack so that you climb. When you want to back off and fly level, you back off the throttle a little bit, you're flying level. And when you're ready to land, you approach your field, you back off the throttle, and you shut off the motor, and you just glide down. And just before you land, you pull both brakes, and it slows you down, and you walk in. And we'll show you some of our other videos that show you that. And that's foot launching. And so it's a lot of work to be foot launching. You have to be physically fit to handle it. There is more benefits to doing the triking. You can fly a bigger motor than you would normally be able to fly in your back. It's very crucial when you come into the sport to be in the right size motor and the right size wing for safety, and that's our job to make sure that you're into the right equipment. So many people buy used equipment. They have no idea about the company, what their safety record is. They don't know how long that wing has been used, what the lifespan, and they can look, a wing, which is the part you're really trusting your life to, can look clean, crispy, and brand new until the day it's ready to be retired. There is a lifespan on them. So buying used equipment sometimes turns out to be a nightmare. I pride myself on safety here. We sell the best equipment on the market. We'll talk to you a little bit more about that later, but for right now, I'm explaining the differences in powered paragliding and your different options. So foot launching is the one. This motor wouldn't be strapped to a trike. You connect up the suspension system and put the harness on, which can also be used like a training harness, and then you would foot launch it, exactly what it says. And so you would bring that wing up and launch it by foot. The much easier way, the more preferred way, it's a safer way, and there's a lot more options to flying a trike. Believe it or not, it's actually cheaper. During the first 2 years, it is quite a challenge when you come into the sport to be foot launching. You must be physically fit to do it. And in my opinion, it's not as fun because all the things that you can do with the trike, you can do with the foot launching and a whole lot more. This ratchets up the safety right here. Having all the steel around you, hard landings don't leave you, face planting and paying your dues. The first year, if anybody tells you it's easy and you watch videos, it's not as easy as it looks to foot launch. It's amazing once you get it and once you understand how it works. And when you're in the air, by the way, that harness, I forgot to mention, once you get in the air, and when you're foot launching, you reach down and you pull the seat under, the harness underneath you becomes a seat while you're flying. And so this aircraft is unbelievably maneuverable, whether you go with foot launch or whether you go with trike. The next thing is the trike. And let me tell you about this. When you come into powered paragliding, there is no age limit. You can be any age limit to do powered paragliding. So some people say, oh, I'm too old for this. My average student is anywhere between 40 and 75, believe it or not. My oldest student is 92 years old. My youngest student is 11. I've trained housewives. I've trained people with handicaps. I trained a young boy with Down syndrome how to fly, and his father. I worked with wounded warriors. I've trained people that come from around the world to train with me. I trained a guy, if you see in one of our other videos, who had he had a disease that ate away the flesh of his arm. He had one arm. Nobody would train him. We had the privilege of being able to train him as well as many other people from wounded warriors. And so that was really exciting for us. So don't think that you can't do this or that you're hindered by your age. There's no age limit. So and a lot of these places will turn you down if you're past a certain age. They don't even want to deal with you. There's no age limit. There's no rating or certificate that you need to fly a powered paraglider. This falls under what's called the FAR Part 103. That's the aviation rules of the federal government. And so if somebody's out there trying to tell you you need a certificate or certified this or certified that, they're trying to rope you into their organization. Not a bad thing, but it's kind of rotating around getting the money. And they charge anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000, and anybody out there can call themselves an instructor because there is no rating. That's kind of it's the good thing and the bad thing about powered paragliding when you come into it. I like that we have something that has the freedom of flight without all the regulations, just a list of rules. The FAR Part 103 is a list of rules that you will follow, and we teach you that during your ground schooling. When you come in, we do ground schooling, we're watching safety videos, we're hands-on out in the field, and I'm walking you through every step of the way, through a headset, even during your first flights and getting all that done. And there's no time limit, there's no price tag on the training if you come here. And so that ruffles a lot of feathers with a lot of dealers out there. They don't like that. They want to keep you away from us here at Flight Junkies, but that's why we've grown to a world record number of students, and we have a perfect safety record. No time limit, no price limit on the, or no price, I'm getting tongue-tied. There's no price on the training. There's no time limit on the training, is what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth right now. But the trike is attachable to this, and that still falls under the FAR Part 103. The trike is very unique in its way. The trike that we sell, it breaks down, so it'll all fit in the back of a car. Even this paramotor will break down in about 3 minutes. Each one of these is a cage quarter. They pop right off. The propellers break in half. You can fit this. We have another video that shows us putting it in the back of a Prius. You don't need a lot of space to haul this. So it's the most portable aircraft on the planet. You don't need airplane hangars. You don't need big storage areas. If you don't want to get a trailer, you don't have to. This can pretty much pick up and put in the back of a pickup truck just as it is. It's not that heavy. It's really not that heavy. This probably weighs about 60 pounds. This weighs around 50 pounds. So 2 people can lift this up or put a ramp up, or you can roll it onto a garden trailer to haul it to the field. We have different versions of this. One is for the beach, so you can fly it in different conditions in soft sand. It's called the Beach Pod. This is called the Fly Pod Gen 4. It's been the best-selling trike on the market for about 15 years. We do sell top-of-the-line equipment here. That's 2 things you want when you come into the sport. You want good training, you want good equipment. We have both. We have a flawless, perfect safety record, and we've got the best equipment from a company that's been around for over 30 years now. And so a lot of these companies fold up when you come into the sport. You can't get parts for your equipment. You can't get the warranties. You can't get anything that you need. Pretty much after a sale, you almost disappear from a lot of people. And that's why we have them. We answer our phones from 8 in the morning until midnight. This is an absolutely incredible form of flight. If the motor quits, one of the biggest questions we ask, what happens if the motor quits? You literally float down. You keep flying and you just float down. In fact, a lot of times we go up there and we just shut the motor off and glide around, because as I said, it's not a parachute. It acts like one, but it's not. It's a paraglider. So it has about an 8-to-1 glide ratio, which means it goes 8 feet forward for every 1 foot it drops, and that's after the motor quits. So every time we come in for a landing, we usually shut the motor off. Later on, when we get good at our landings, we can start doing roll-on touch and goes, where we come in, we land, we roll across the field, we throttle up. You can do aerobatics with them. We take things in steps, and as your skill level progresses, we can show you more, teach you more. And that's a good reason our training is free, because that doesn't rack up thousands and thousands of dollars in training costs. So once you buy your equipment from us, you have unlimited training for life. You get it for not only you, but you get it for your immediate family. Your children, your spouse, or your parents can take training under your VIP pass with one purchase, one major purchase of an entire package from us. So we'd love to train you. This sport is absolutely incredible. Check out our other videos, subscribe to our channel below, and click the button and click the notification, give us a thumbs up, and share this with somebody else that's out there that may not even know this exists. Put it on your Facebook and show somebody what you're thinking about doing. We'd love to be your instructor. My wife is now helping me doing some of the instruction, but I've trained 1,556 students, and it's been an absolute pleasure for almost 30 years now, and we'll keep you safe, get you into the right gear. If you have any questions whatsoever, our telephone lines are open from 8 in the morning until midnight. The telephone number is 330-554-9194. We'll put it in the description below. And we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for letting me show you this. And we'll see you up in the air. God bless.